You you're live. Well, I like being live. So, hello, everybody. Today is well, basically talk about another topic that I have another group for. Surprise, surprise, and that the name of the group is Passing Away. So that's the name of the stream, and that. But there are so many different concepts to that term passing away that I think a lot of people actually sometimes misinterpret what it means. Like there's so many different ways you can say a person died. Passing away, left the physical, um, gone to a better place. Died last night. There's so many different ways of saying it, and that. But I don't think a lot of people actually understand what happens during that transition. From the time that they. Actually, there's another old term I just remembered, and you probably have heard it. Giving up the ghost. That's old, and that. But like I said, a lot of people, I don't think they really fully understand what it's all about or what happens. From the time that you leave the physical into the spirit body, and that. Well, I'm not really crazy with that term passing away, although it's most popular, and that all it is just a time of change, a time of transition, metamorphosis, if you will. That's basically all it is. Because you see, basically all it really is your physical body, and that sure your physical body dies because it's just temporary here on the earth plane. Okay, but the really important part of you, the spirit body, and that nothing happens to it. And that, in fact, it's actually, some people have actually said that when they leave the physical, that your spirit is free, that you feel free. You no longer feel confined in such a small body, as I've heard some people say, and that, and so yeah, so it's just a time of change. And that I know that because I've heard some people say in the past, you must face death. I think that's being a little bit dramatic. Because hey, Tinker, and that because I've actually asked different people what when I say you got to face death, what their perception of that is. And they think, oh, you die physically and you die spiritually. Well, guess what? Science has proven that wrong. And that, you see, we're all made of energy. It's just we occupy this temporal vessel for so many years, and that until it eventually dies out. But the important part of the body, the spirit energy part, and that nothing happens to it at all. In fact, when it leaves the physical, it becomes even greater. And that, like, you know a person's personality, well, that's part of the energy. And that, and when, I'll give you an example. People that are here on the earth plane, the people that were very strong-willed, they had a very strong personality. Okay, well, whether it was good or bad, but when they left the physical, and that their sense of will, their personality became even greater, and if they were strong-willed down here, wow, they'd be more strong-willed in spirit, and when it came to, like when we're in the physical, we're restricted in so many different ways. Okay, that's all we can handle down here. But when we're released into the heavenly realms, and that the areas that were restricted are no longer restricted. Okay, so therefore, if you're strong-willed now, you're even more strong-willed. And if you had a strong personality, it'll be even stronger. So all the attributes that make up your personality will be amplified. And then in some cases that's a good thing, in some cases, well, I'm not so sure. And that, but people that of course, even when people do leave the physical body and that, some do automatically go to the heavenly realms, to their rightful place. Terrific. That's their rightful area. But there are a lot of people that, because there's always some kind of an emotional attachment or a mental attachment, and that to something or someone down here, that as soon as they come out of the physical, they say, "Oh no, I can't go yet. I got to make sure that all my commitments down here are fulfilled. Got to make sure my kids are okay. Got to make sure that my will is carried out to the T. All kinds of attachments, all kinds of stuff like that they automatically think of, and that, or if they, let's say if they have their favorite armchair or their favorite jewelry or famous or their favorite, whatever the item is, or they're hesitant because they don't want to leave their life partner, that they're worried about their life partner, whether it's a husband or a wife, what have you, and that they don't want to leave them yet until they know for sure that he or she will be taken good care of, and that. So there's always that concern that these people will have, and that I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people, when they leave the physical, and that they don't automatically go to the heavenly realms right away. That they want to make sure that all their obligations, all their commitments here on the earth plane are taken care of, and especially if it's anything that has to do with if it's a legal issue or a legal document that they know of, they want to make sure that all that's honored, and that. So that's the reason why I think sometimes it's always a very good idea to get a psychic or a medium to intervene and say to the person, okay, I'll speak to your loved one. Make sure that your wishes are fulfilled. Make sure that everything that you want will be followed. And some of the time they'll say, okay, you'll take care of it for me on my behalf. Okay, terrific. Kind of move on. But for others, they're so strong-willed, or dare I dare say so stubborn, that they think, okay, you can do this on my behalf, but I'll be there too to make sure that everything is followed through. Okay, emotional attachment. So even though they've left the physical, they're in spirit, and then they still feel an obligation, and I think that's one of the reasons why that a lot of households, when a loved one passes, and that they don't always cross over right away because of obligations, because they're worried about something. You hear about cases like that all the time, and that now when it comes to people that pass, people that were very not good here on the earth plane, or they were evil, or they had bad intentions, or what have you, and they leave the physical, and well, a lot of times in their own mind, they feel as though that they were wronged, and that even though they were in the wrong, but their train of mind is reversed. They think that they have been wronged, so they kind of want to get even, or let people know, hey, you think you got rid of me? Think again. And see, that is also considered an emotional attachment or emotional commitment, and so that they cannot move on until their desires are satisfied. You know, especially for someone that wronged them, and that they want that person to know, that, hey, I suffered from your hand. Well, guess what? Now you're going to suffer. That's where you get classic poltergeist stuff. And so, and also when it comes to people that tragically die in accidents, especially car crashes, motorcycle crashes, what have you, and that it happens so fast that you're, especially say, just for example, you pass away due to a motorcycle accident and you're going at high speed, crash, and that you don't even realize that you've died. It happened so fast. A lot of people that went through that experience, and that they're shocked out of the body so fast that either one, they don't know they're dead, so naturally they're confused at what's going on and frustrated, or two, they know they died, but because it's such a huge shock, they're in denial. They think, oh, something's wrong. I can't be dead. I was healthy as a horse. I was a good person. There's got to be something wrong. I've seen that so many times, especially here in Mississauga. All kinds of crashes and stuff, and even young people walking across the highway with their headphones on, what have you, listening to music, and then they're so engrossed in listening to stuff, they're not concentrating on what's going on around them. Next thing you know, whack, hit by a car, hit by a motorcycle. And it happens so fast, they 1 minute they're enjoying their tunes, next minute they're dead. But they're not, but because it happens so fast, they think, oh, what's going on here? Why is my tune stopped? Why am I down there? Like, why? Either they don't know that they've been killed, or they go, oh no, this can't be happening. They're in denial. So like I said, there's so many different factors when it comes to people that have passed, and that's when, as soon as they come to the realization that they're now in the spirit body, and that's when they're so anxious, to start communicating with anybody just to make some sense of what's going on. Okay, but they have no idea how to do it. Okay, and see, that's the emotional attachment, and also the trauma of how they die, especially in accidents or murder, what have you. And that when it comes to those who died peacefully, but they were very strong-willed, and that there's those people that need to be reassured, okay, things will be taken care of down here, don't worry about it, it'll be done legally, it's time for you to go to your right place in the world of spirit. And that in some cases they have no problem, in other cases they stick around until it's done to their satisfaction, then they cross over. But I've seen a lot of them come back in visitation to make sure that their wishes are fulfilled. And they're kind of just snooping around to see, oh, okay, that was done, good. That sort of thing. So, like I said, Neb, I think that's one of the reasons why the people, I think once people understand the transition of going from the physical to the spirit, that it's not what I call permanent death. And that the physical body gives out, the spirit body, and that I'd say it goes from being good to becomes greater. So it's just a transition, a change, and that. And once you come into the physical, or once you come into the spirit body, and I've actually heard some people say that they feel even more free. You know, like they have no more physical restrictions, and they absolutely love it. And in fact, I don't know, it was one or two people I had a link with that they were looking forward to leaving the physical, but they weren't really sure what to expect. But once they leave the physical, they think, "Oh man, this is fantastic!" You know, like, you know, this is weird, but I no longer feel restricted. You know, and I can now I can open up my personality even more. So that's what you get when it comes to if you have a spirit person in your house that's very, very strong-willed, and well, they use that to their advantage sometimes. Even though it drives people in the physical, it drives them nuts, but still, you know, they think, okay, I've got all this energy, I've got this free will, okay. It's time to get some stuff done finally that I couldn't do when I was alive. That kind of mindset. And so, anyway, people, and then if you if you have any questions about the transition when it comes to people that pass away, give up the ghost, whatever, and if you have any questions about that or any concerns, and please leave them in the comments below or in my group, Passing Away, and I'll leave a link in the description below. And like I said, you know, it depends on the person's personality, what kind of person that he was in the physical, as to how he'll be in the spirit body, and So if he was, like I said, if he was strong-willed in the physical, whoa, you know, he'll be very strong-willed in the spirit, and sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not. Depends on the circumstances. And like I said, and if you want to join the group, you know, Passing Away, like I said, I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you like this stream, hit the thumbs up. But let me know what you liked. But if you didn't, but there's something that you didn't like, let me know that too. Okay. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, notification, and the bell thing. That way every time I go live, and you'll get a notification. Now my next stream, I don't know, maybe a couple of days or something like that. I still got to get a topic or a title for my guide. I haven't got one yet. So this one I actually got last night, I think it was. And I was kind of going through all the groups that I have, and this one popped out, and I thought, okay, I'll do this one. Now I'm not sure if I did live stream on Facebook with this or not. And I thought, well, I'll do it anyway, and because it's a tender topic, but it was something that needed to be done, and like I said, if you liked it, please subscribe, and I really appreciate I really appreciate the support of everybody. You know, you've been amazing, and I always look forward to seeing Tinker, and whenever he comes on, Nikki, and those two people are amazing. And I love them both, you know, dearly. And so anyway, and hope everybody's doing well and staying safe, especially during this COVID thing, because I'm still in, I don't know if I use the word in shock or what, when it comes to how many people have passed due to COVID, like globally. Like we're talking over 850,000. And it's probably gone up by now, but since last time I saw the numbers. And to me, that's overwhelming. You know, like that many people taken because of one disease. You know, that's never good. Of course, that's globally in that, but still, you know, can you imagine how many mediums it would take to help that many people to cross over? Like, I can't even fathom that. Like the people that I am more used to helping cross over are children. You know, I'm more used to dealing with, or not dealing with, working with young children and getting them to cross over to the higher side of life. Sure, I've helped a couple of, some adults, but I feel my mission is to help children. And that regardless of where they're from, what time they're from, how old they are, I couldn't care less. You know, to me, they're all beautiful. They're also innocent. And I love helping them. I love working with them. And that's so. Anyway, people, gotta go. Love you all. Now I say at the end of every stream, I did this is my trademark by now. Love and light to all. Bye bye.